Hey guys, I'm back with another video on my coin collection. Tonight I'm going to be talking about my Lincoln Cents collection. I don't think I've made a video on anything involving this in quite a long time. I've added quite a bit of stuff since then, but I guess I'll just dive right into it. So this first page here, I have a considerable amount more coins than I did before. In these spots here, since this coin here I will obviously most likely never obtain, so I threw a reverse cent in there. Same as this one, except for I do plan on possibly purchasing this one at some point. I did get a couple other little cool finds. I don't know if I already had this one or not last time. I don't think I did, but I got the 1912D. That cost me, it's not really a super cheap coin, but it's not really expensive either. I accidentally actually got two 1912Ds at the same time, so I actually threw one in here. Obviously, I do not have the 1914D. These are two coins that I've purchased since then. I believe, anyways. This was not a super expensive purchase, but it wasn't really cheap either. This coin I definitely have to upgrade because it looks horrible. This one is a particularly nice looking coin in my opinion. So these older wheat cents, I've decided to try to veer towards VG or XF condition. Supposedly this here, when I bought it from eBay, was in XF condition, and it does look pretty good, like compared to these. A lot of these other ones are just kind of picked up from the coin store, and they didn't really have any like grades on them or anything. But I'm gonna spend a little bit more money, mostly because these are highly worn, which in my mind is kind of, it doesn't look as nice. I mean, if you have some really nice coins like this one here, it looks a lot nicer. And here's another key date that I don't have. I do plan on purchasing this one at some point. I'm pretty happy with this page here. It is almost full. Most of these were actually given to me, or I found them in circulation. So that's pretty cool. This one I don't have, obviously. This one now definitely needs to be upgraded, in my opinion, at some point. Possibly this one too. I'm missing this one, the 43D, the steel. Missing the 45S. This page is almost full as well. The only coin I'm missing out of this page is the 1950s. And my plan, honestly, at least what I'd like to see, you know, eventually, is I'd like to replace all these. Since these are pretty affordable, honestly, I'd like to get all these in BU. This previous page here, not so much, but this one here I think is pretty doable. But you know, maybe over time I'll upgrade coins. Excuse me. This coin is a really annoying find. This is not a 1970s small date. This is just a random cent that I threw in here. These are not easy to come by at all. I would even argue personally that the 1970s small date is probably the key date coin of the Memorial series. If you're, like I said, if you're just taking into account for, you know, the Memorial cents, not the wheat cents. I saw one at a coin show that I went to recently. The cheapest one was $40, and that was in BU condition. So I'm gonna have to get this one eventually. This one is also one that's eluding me, which is bugging me. The 1960 small date. This is a large date. I just tossed it in there. I actually found this one not too long ago, and it's pretty surprising how good looking it is. But yeah, besides the 1960 small date and the 1970s small date, I actually have all of the Memorial cents. And I do plan to upgrade some of them eventually. Like this one looks horrible. That one doesn't look too good. That one doesn't look good. That one definitely doesn't look good. Yeah, so comes to the end here pretty much. So I decided to dabble a bit into the proofs, and like I said, I went to a coin show not too long ago, about maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I got some of these really nice proofs here. Well, these are some of the SMS coins, but they're very proof-like. I mean, if you look at these two here, I only have the 66 and 67, but it looks very similar to the other proofs. But yeah, I got these ones here. And then around the time I also purchased a few other random proofs, and this gunk here is not on the coin itself. This is on the little whatever you want to call it, the little piece of plastic that comes out. Let's see, like if you maybe it is, I don't know. Anyways, don't know how the hell that happened, but yeah, I got a couple other random proofs I'm quite impressed with how they look. They look really nice. I added an extra page here for whatever it is I decide to do. I don't know yet. These are all shield cents, well, for the most part, except for this one random one down here. These are all 2025 dated coins. I've been hanging on to a few of them because, you know, you can't really find them, especially the 2025 Philadelphia. I'm not sure why those are so hard to find, because these are all Denver Mint. But yeah, I'm having some thoughts about trying to potentially do all the proofs. I think that might be cool to do, but I don't know how I want to go about it. See, I could basically, as far as I know, because it stops here, okay, I could add all the proofs, including the the ones that don't have labels, I could add them all in here and then into this extra page. But I'm not sure quite honestly what I want to do yet. The back view of some of these proofs, by the way, which looks really nice. Because I'm thinking honestly at some point about doing another set of Lincolns just for fun, not really anything too crazy. So I thought about possibly upgrading to a Dansko 8100 album, which is basically the Lincoln Sense, but it's with proofs. It's the proof album. This is the non-proof album. And then potentially using this album to kind of restart, from scratch. But I'm not sure yet. That might be kind of a poor thing, especially because I could technically, like I said, I could fit all the proofs into here, and that would save me a lot of money. But it might be a cool project to do. I don't know. So either that, or I had considered potentially just buying a Dansko, just plain old like memorial scent album. Just doing it easy. Because I mean, all these coins are really easy to find. Like I said, with the exception of that one, I do even have several duplicates of this one. I'll show you guys something else. That's about it on the Lincoln Sense. For now, I'll show you guys this. So this is something I just thought was pretty cool. It basically costs next to nothing to put together. These are Canadian cents. These are basically all coins that I found looking through Lincoln cent rolls. And because I was trying to basically do it cheap as possible because I don't really want to put much stock into this set. So I bought this for now. They do have Canadian coin folders and albums, but they're kind of hard to find. There's one brand that makes them. I think it's called Lighthouse. But the particular one I'm looking for, they're not producing it right now, evidently, or something, which is the Canadian small cents, which is the only ones that I want to do. But I think this is a pretty neat little budget-minded thing. So this is for all the small cents from 1937 and then to 2012. I don't have all the coins in here, but like I said, I think this is pretty cool. Just doing this, basically, it didn't cost me anything. So here's the 37. I'm missing several coins here, so I just threw some obverses. So 37, 40, 42. I'm missing the 1952 here. I'm also missing the 1954, the 1960. Some of these coins, surprisingly, were in really good shape. Like, look at this one. This is almost proof-like, in my opinion. Now, I didn't do like varieties or anything like that, so I basically just have one coin for each year. And who knows, maybe I'll get into some of that later on down the line. But for now, this served me well, considering I basically built this set out of looking for coins for the other set. And I may put these into some kind of advanced album later on. I don't know. I kind of like that idea, but I have a lot going on right now collection wise, so And all these here are not all the coins that you would typically find. Like I said, so far I've only done one coin for each year. It's like I have the 2008, I don't have the 2009, or the 2011, or the 2012, or any of the magnetic, or whatever you want to call it, or varieties like that. And I may look into it, like I said, eventually. So, what I'd be interested in, since I found all these from circulation, is actually purchasing some of the other ones. And you can buy them at eBay for fairly cheap, honestly. Like, I could buy the 1938, I think it was like $2. You know, the 39, the 41, whatever. And there are several other small date coins, but I've basically been doing this kind of reverse. The other reverse and obverse looks a little bit different. And some of those I think are kind of hard to find. I think these are, yeah, these are King George VI, I believe. My apologies if I'm wrong, but I think the ones before that, even some of the small date ones, were King George V, potentially. I don't know too much about Canadian history and stuff like that, so I've been trying to stick mostly to these because I think they're easier to find. So this could have been a really cool looking coin, but somebody ruined it. It looks like paint's on here. But yeah, that's it, guys, for my cents for now. Let me know what you think. Any ideas of what I should possibly do about upgrading my album? Whether I should try just adding it into another page and whatnot. I don't know. Alright, I'm out. Peace.